Hey guys, Growl the Crux here coming at you with another video. I know it has been a long time since I made another video because I really suck at this. But, however, the new wipe is here as of a few days ago, patch 12.11. Um, and with it came a decent amount of changes. We now have weapon malfunctions. We now have scav karma. That's nice. Needs a little bit of work from what I've been hearing, but it's better than nothing. And the most controversial change, which I want to talk about in this video, is the flea market being changed to level 20 in order to unlock it. Now, personally, when I first heard about it, I'm not going to lie, I was pissed off. Because, look, I'm with you guys. I'm a more casual player. I mean, not saying that I suck by any means. I mean, I almost had all my traders to max level last wipe, and the only reason I didn't was because for the last 3 months of the wipe, I had completely lost interest in playing and really didn't play anymore. But I had every trader at max level except for Mechanic and Ragman, and the only thing I needed to do was just make it to level 40, and I would have had them at it. But like I said, I got burnt out and I just didn't play. So that's the only reason I didn't max out my traders. But so now it's level 20 instead of level 10. And for people like, who are casual, don't have a lot of time to play, I myself have a third shift full-time job. I take care of my significant other who has disabilities, so that also takes up a little bit of time. You don't gotta, people have responsibilities. You shouldn't be having to make a game your part-time job or something like that. And I get that argument. And it feels even rougher because now it takes even more experience between levels to level up. So not only do you have twice as many levels to do to get to the flea market, but it takes even longer to get to level 20 now than it did last wipe. We could have a discussion about why this was done, yada, yada, yada. I don't care. The point that I wanted to make is not me bashing the flea market change, because there is something that has kind of turned my mind around and make me feel a lot more okay with it, which is what we currently have available to us at level 1 traders. Now, in previous wipes, at the beginning of the wipe, you at best had access to some handguns, the really shitty MP5K from Peacekeeper, and then the only two options that people really thought were viable that were worth your time was the SKS and the Mosin Nagant rifle. But now it's not like that. These changes first started near the tail end of last wipe, but they've been added upon at the beginning of this wipe that I think really makes starting out feel a lot more comfortable because you have more options. And I think because of having more options at level 1 traders, I don't feel as bad about the flea market being pushed to level 20 as I would have if these changes weren't made. Because trust me, if it was still just the Mosin and the fucking SKS that were really the only viable options at level 1 traders, I would be pissed. I would absolutely hate it. But that's not where we're at today. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Now, some of you guys may be aware of this. Some of you may not have been aware of this, because when these first of these changes were made, like I said, it was near the tail end of the wipe. A lot of people already had at least level 2, level 3 traders. So they probably didn't notice these changes even being made. But let me go ahead and go into it. So we do have some more options for weapons and stuff when it comes to starting out, because now I know for example that this was added at the end, near the end of last wipe, but now you can get the PPSH submachine gun and its magazines from level 1 Prapper, so that gives you another option there. Sure, it's not the most controllable of submachine guns, but it's something. You also have the Ratnik helmet available to you. This is a nice, decent little helmet, especially if you got some cheap NVGs or something like that, to be able to use at level 1, and because originally this was at level 2 Ragman, unless you wanted to barter for it. Of course, you still have the SKS, you still have the Keter, you still have, a couple of your pistols. And then one thing you immediately have access to now is 30 round AK 7.62 AK mags. So originally, when you started off at level 1 traders, you only had access to 10 rounders, which was not very great in my opinion. So that kind of blew. And then, you got Skier, who now you have immediate access to the Vepr, the VPO 136, or the Vepr, whichever you prefer to call it, and the ADAR 2-15. And you actually have some options for modifying these. So, like, for example, you immediately have access to the Bastion dust cover that gives you a rail, which you could then slap this MRS sight on. You have access to one of the RK foregrips. You also have access to a foregrip on Peacekeeper, which, if you get the VPO, then you can immediately just replace the handguard with this AK-100 polymer handguard that'll allow you to put on a foregrip and, a laser or a flashlight. You have access to, some sights now that are nice. Peacekeeper also gives you access right off the bat to 20 round detachable magazines for the SKS. So if you still like the SKS, but you want, detachable magazines instead of top loading, you can get the detachable mags. They are pricey, but it is what it is. You now also have immediate access to M856 ammo, which I guess is like you have unlimited ability to purchase this, while this is still limited, the M855. And you still have access to really mainly just the pistol and the MP5K, which I personally do not like this. I would like this if you could put this stock on it, because really in real life you could. But then Ragman had some changes too, so you can immediately buy the Burkett backpack instead of the crappy little tactical sling. So it's really nice that you can have access to a decent sized backpack reliably right off the bat. You still have like the little tiny rigs. You still have the green peen helmet. But now, for straight up purchase, now I do think they need to increase the stock of this, because it gets sold out of stock really quickly. But I did manage to snag a couple of them. The 6B5 Yuli armored rig, armor class 3, with its 10 squares, is immediately available for purchase at Ragman level 1. So that's really nice. I can't really see if any changes have been made to Jaeger yet, because I have not unlocked him. I've only played like one raid yesterday. So I haven't had the chance to unlock him yet, but I plan to. And then, you have a little bit of access to more attachments. You have access to, I think the Glock is a new addition that you can purchase this right off the bat from Mechanic level 1. I don't think that was there. But then another big game changer, and this is especially a game changer for your standard edition players, Therapist level 1 immediately gives you access to the Lucky Scab junk box for 1.1 million rubles. And that's a lot of storage space. So For you standard edition guys who are, having trouble managing space in your hideout while you're doing that grind to the flea market and stuff like that, you have immediate access to being able to save up for the scab junk box, which will be a tremendous help in you guys being able to sort your stash, being able to put stuff away for later quests, being able to put stuff away for later hideout upgrades, or keeping stuff for barters that you really like. In my opinion, that's one of the biggest game changers this wipe, because that really helps standard edition players. It even helps players who have other editions, because even with EOD like myself, if you're really keeping a tally and a checklist of everything you need throughout a wipe to try to knock out as much stuff as possible, even this much space will fill up really quickly. So that's really cool, that what is honestly considered one of the most important storage cases that you can get is available to you immediately, as long as you quickly save up for it. But it's because of those changes that I don't feel as bad about the flea market being pushed back to level 20. Now, do I still feel a little bit sucky about it? Yeah, it does kind of suck, because I personally enjoyed the flea market. Um, Especially when it came to finding quest items, because personally, I don't care what anybody says. I have gone to all the spots people tell me to go to for particular keys for quests, and I always get the short end of the stick of the RNG on that one. So personally, I wish the quest would just be reworked. So if you need something for like a room or something that's required for a quest, you should get the key right off the bat. Or there should be a place where it can spawn for you 100% of the time, and you're guaranteed to get it as long as you're the first one there. But that's a whole other discussion for a whole other time. This has been Grill the Crux. Just wanted to give my thoughts and opinions about the flea market change, and how I feel that us having more options with the level 1 traders really kind of cushions the blow to that change. And I want to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. If you have any thoughts that you want to say, then please feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. I'm more than happy to converse with you guys, and you guys have a fantastic day.